Hey, welcome to a wonderful Thursday little insight here of how to handle some scenarios, which I'm sure every parent who has a child that's getting older, you have may recently been asked this question yourself if he's around 8 or 9 years old. So you can see this little guy behind me, Elf on a Shelf. I don't know if you have children and you play the game of Elf on a Shelf where you hide them each night, and there's a whole story that goes along with it and how he reports back to Santa and how good your little child is doing. Well, we started this when our son was about 3 years old, and here's what just happened. He, a couple days ago, just asked me, and he goes, is Santa Claus real? And I just literally looked at him and I said, oh my goodness, like, where is that coming from? And he goes on to say, and he goes, are you also moving, the elf every night? And you and Daddy, are you hiding it? And I had this, oh my gosh, do I share the truth, right? And, some of you, I could see, I know you were parents. And there's that, oh my gosh, you're 8 years old. And do I tell you? And so I just really checked in with myself. And I said, come here, John Robert. And I said, sit down, come sit down on Mommy's lap. And I said, you know what? Santa Claus is real in your hearts. And the energy and the magic of, getting presents, and I said, is all very real. And I said, you're now old enough to really understand the true meaning of Christmas, and it's all about celebrating Jesus and his birthday, and that's really what it's about. But I said, the understanding that there's, one kind of red man in a red suit, or one man in a red suit with little 8 reindeer flying around the world delivering presents. I go, there's the energy of it, it's kind of very real, but there's the mommies and daddies and all the people who love children who really help to contribute to it. That's why I said you can see, like different Santa Clauses in the malls and different ones on TV. And then he goes, is that whole Santa tracker thing real? And I said, well, it's kind of gotten elaborated, and it's been elaborated on through the years. I go, that didn't even exist, when I was a child. And it turned out to be, and here's the reason I'm even creating a Facebook Live about this, a really wonderful conversation about the magic of Christmas and the celebration, and what it's really about is all real. And Santa Claus as one person isn't real, but I even told him a little bit about the way it started with Saint Nick many years ago, and helping to contribute presents to children who didn't have anything, and he really understood it. And I know moving forward it's absolutely going to be more of a real joyous experience. And we won't bake cookies at night and put out cookies and milk for Santa. And I think there was a little bit of, oh my goodness, like, our baby is growing up. And of course this happened when my husband was traveling, right? So when he came home last night, and we're telling John, and he's like he got annoyed at me after the fact. He's like, what do you mean you told him? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what did you want me to do? And he's like, I know, but he's just like, I guess our little boy is growing up. And I know it can stir up different emotions. I know for me it was like a little surprising. I wasn't quite expecting that, but at 8 years old, and then of course we looked up, it's a pretty common age to start asking questions. And just to welcome it, right? If you're going through that phase, or if you have older children that have already passed through it, I'd love to hear your comments on how you handled it. But it turned out to be really beautiful, and we've had a follow-up conversation, and he's, we're going to continue to hide the elf around the house, and find it. And he goes, well, make it harder now to find now that, he knows that we're doing it. So it can be really fun. And you go through different stages in life, and just encouraging you to welcome it all, no matter what it looks like. So from me and little Elf on the Shelf over there, remember, we're meant to live in love, we're meant to live light, and we're meant to be limitless. Find your feel-good energies and live into them. Take care. Talk soon. Bye for now.